right? Finite means it is having finite values. Finite means it is not infinite. If I'm talking in decimal, say if I'm talking in decimal from 0 to 1, right? From 0 to 1, it can have infinite number of values starting from 0, 0, 0, 0, 0.001, 0.00002 to 0.999999 to 1. From 0 to 1, it can have infinite number of values, right? But in digital, if I want to count from 0 to 1, it will have only two values. That is, finite values are there. Discrete values are not there, right? So that is a definition for finite. And why we are calling it a finite state machine? Because we will use finite number of memory elements. Memory elements is again we have seen. So in order to realize any circuit, in order to realize any problem, or in order to realize any specific things, you have to use memory, and memory is finite. So we have already seen what kind of circuit we are having. If you are having a circuit here, consider this as your input. Here are n inputs. Consider this as your output. There are m outputs. Now, if your machines, suppose this is your machine or digital computer or digital anything. If your machine is depending upon output also, but there are in m number of outputs are there, right? Or there can be infinite outputs. Starting from time range 1, if you're giving clock pulse 1, and if you're at clock pulse 1 lakh, that is suppose starting you have given the first clock pulse, and after a few minutes the clock pulse is reaches, because in gigahertz the clock pulse can reach up to 1 lakh, 10 lakh. There's no counting of that, right? So if starting from clock pulse once, if you give 1 lakh clock pulse or 1 lakh cycles, or suppose infinite number of cycles, and if your machine output is depending upon only few of the output, like past output, this is your past output which I'm taking. Now I'm again feeding it to the input. So if your in outputs, if the output is depending upon your input and few past output, what does it mean? That is finite past output. So for storing this few past output, you will require a memory. That means you will require a flip-flop, right? But few. It can be 1, it can be 2, it can be 3, it can be 4, right? So for storing few past output, you will require a memory. So this kind of a machine is called as a finite state machine, where you require some memories to store the past output, where you have input, where you have output, and your output is depends upon your input as well as your past output. So that kind of a machine is called as finite state machine. I hope this is clear. For example, if you see, if you are wondering why we are requiring a memory. Suppose if you want to perform an addition, 1 0 1 1 1 0 1 0 1 0, right? If you have to perform an this addition of 1 and 1 will give you what? Addition of 1 and 1 will give you 0 with a carry of 1, right? So you have to store this carry in a memory to perform this next bit addition. Again, if you see 1 0 and 1 carry is 1, so it will be 0. Again, carry generated is 1. So again, so carry is what? So you will require one memory element here, right? Or one flip-flop to store this bit carry here, which is coming, and feed it again to the input. This kind of memory requirement is there. So if you want to perform an addition, we will see in the following examples, then you will require a one memory element that can store a carry. That type of circuit called as a finite state machine. Now there are two types of finite state machine, of two types of models that we use to describe our machine. First one is called as Moore machine or Moore model. You can call it as a model, or you can call it as a circuit, or you can also call it as a machine. right? Different books, different terminology has been used. Second type is your Mealy machine. Mealy machine or Mealy module. Okay, Moore machine and Mealy machine. There are two types of a module. So in Mealy machine, your output in Mealy machine output depends on present input and present state. Output depends on present state and input of flip flop. In Moore machine, output depends only on present state. This is a basic definition. Output depends on present state and input. Output depends only on present state. Present state is given by PS. So here output is depending on present state and input both. Their output is. We will see in coming examples how this is happening or how. So do not get confused. Just attend the lecture, and if you are having any doubt, we will discuss it. Don't worry about it. Right. So in order to understand all the processes that are involved in finite state machine, we'll directly jump into the numerical or example, and we will see from the example point of view, and we will see one by one what are the different steps which are involved, or which will also help you in understanding the different aspects of the finite state machine, right? So we will directly see an example. Do not worry about the definition, whether you have got it or not. If you have got it, it is good. If you have not got it, we will follow or we will see an example, right? So just remember, finite state machine, if we are calling it a finite state machine because we are having a finite number of memory element. Why we are using a finite amount of memory element? Because we are using memory so that your output is depending upon your input and memory or past output. Therefore, we are using memory. Right? Let us take an example where a state diagram is given. We have seen the state diagram up till in previous class or previous example. Let us take a state diagram kind of a problem. Here A, B, C, D, E, F, G. These are all the different states. Let us consider that these are the different states A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Right? These are the different states. Now, when you give certain kind of an input to your machine, it will goes from one state to another state. Right? This is the case we will see. So we will see for first consider A. Now, if I give an input 1, if I give an input 1, then it will go to state B and it will produce an output 0. So this part will depicts the input to the system. This part depicts the output of the system. This part depicts the input. This part depicts the output. This is my present state. In this condition, this is my next state, right? So if I give one input, it will go to the next state B, producing an output 0. For one input, it is going from A to B. Now there is another kind of input. If 0, it can get a 0 input as well. So this is just a random diagram. Do not. If I give a 0 input, it goes to C with an output 1. Right? This is a state diagram. This state diagram can be of any machine, right? We are not worried about it. We are just worried about looking about the what is state diagram. What are the different terminologies involved? Through this example, we are seeing what are the different terminologies involved and how to draw a state diagram, right? A, B, C, D, E, F, G are different states. Now we will give the input. If suppose there is a 1-bit input, the input can be 0 or input can be 1, right? So if your state or if your machine is in state A, and if you are giving 1 as an input, From A, it will go to B, producing an output 0. Similarly, if you give input 0, it will go to state C, producing an output 1. Right? So this was about A, because you are having input, 1 bit input. 1 bit input can be 0 or input can be 1 for each state, right? Now we will see B. Now we are in B state. So if you give, I am saying if you give input 0 to B state, it will go to D state, producing an output 0. Right? This is clear. If I give input 1, if I give one input, like an input 1, it will go to state C, producing an output 0. Do not worry about how the output is producing. This is just a state diagram for a random machine. Okay, just understand the terminology at this point. Right? Each state will have two inputs, and corresponding to those two inputs, it can have different states, right? Or it can have the same state as well. Do not worry about how we are getting an output, but just worry about this. If it is a 1-bit out input, then it can be 0 or 1. So we have seen for B. Now we will see for C. If you are having, I'm saying if you are having a 0 input, it will go to G, producing an output 0. Similarly, if you are having input 1, it will go to D, producing an output 1. Now consider you are at states D. Right now the machine is at state D. If you give a 0 input, if you give a 0 input, it is going to E, producing an output 1. If you give one input, 1 as an input, it will going to F, producing a 0 output. Now you are at state E. Let us consider if you give 1 as an input, it will go to state F, producing an output 0. Now for E, if you give a 0 input, let us give it a 0 input, it will go to state A, producing an output 1. So this was about E. Now you are at F. If you give 0 input to F, it will go to G, producing an output 1. If you give an input 1 here, it will remain on the present state, that is F, producing an output 0. Right? This was about F. Now you are remaining with G. Each state can have two input, 1 and 0. Right? If you give, I'm saying if you give one input when this machine is at G, it will go to F, produces an output 0. If you give input 0, it will go to A, producing an output 1. So this is a complete state diagram. You are having different state A, B, C, D, E, F, G. You are having you have given input to a different state 0 or 1. Correspondingly, you have seen how the state is changing from A to B for different inputs, and what is the corresponding output. Right? Now we will see. Next thing we will see is the state table. So state diagram is clear, I think. If it is not clear, do not worry. We will see it again and again in the coming examples. Now we will see. Next thing we will see is your state table. So state table is present state. Next is it is having present state, next state, and output. Right? Present state, next state corresponding to X. Let us suppose X is your input. X is your input. Input can be 0 or input can be 1. Input can be 0 or input can be 1. Present state. How many states are there? A, B, C, D, E, F, G. These are the different states are there. Right? So when you are at state A, then you give an input 0, right? Now see carefully. If you are at present state A and if you are giving an input 0, Next state is where it is going. If you are at state A, you are giving 0. Next state is C. Next state here is C, right? Now what is the output you are getting? Output is denoted as 1 for input 0. Next state is C and output is 1. Now again, if you are at the present state A and input is 1, you are going to B. See, the input is 1 and you are going to B and output is 0, right? Let us say the output here is 1. I have made a mistake. See, and follow the note. The output here is 1. So let us say we will follow the book. What is example how it is given in the book? So output is 1. This is for case 1. Now consider you are at state B. Now when you are state B, you give an input 0. If you give an input 0, you are coming to D, right? And with an output 0. When you give an input 1, you are coming to C with an output 0. When you are at C and you give a 0 input, you will go to G and output is 0. When you give 1, you are going to D and output is, you are going to D, output is 1. See, right? When you are at D and you give an input 0, you are going to E. What is the output? 1. When you give input 1, at input 1 it is going to F with an output 0, right? Right. So like this you have to fill. I'm just deleting it, rubbing it. So like this you have to fill all the remaining entries on the state table. So I'm just filling it. A, F, follow the notes. G, F, A, F. So this is the state diagram. So this is the state table corresponding to the state diagram. Now what you have to do in this place is you have to identify the redundant state. You have to see whether there are some states which are repeating. Redundant state, how will you check? From the next state and output. If the rows of next state and outputs are same, and that is called as a redundant state, right? So see, if you check this and if you check this, the rows are same. For E and G have same row. That means these are redundant states. What you can do is you can replace G. You can replace either G by E, or you can do either replace E by G. It is upon you, right? The output will be same. So what I'm doing is I am taking this condition because this has been taken on your book. You can, else you can take this condition also, right? What I will do is I will replace G by E on the table. That is, see, where is G present? Replace those G by E. Right? See here, G is present. Sorry. Okay. See here, G is present. So replace it by E. Right? Anywhere else G is present? G is present here. So replace it by E. Right? Once you have replaced all the G by E, what you can do is you can, in the next table, I am doing on the same table, but you can build a next table and rub the G. Now see. Now check again if you are having any redundancy. If you again see this row EF10 and EF10. This is again same. When you replace G by E, these rows will become same. That is D and E have same next state and output. That is, these are redundant. What you can do is you can replace D by E or E, sorry, G by D and F. So what you can do is you can replace D by F or you can replace F by D. What we will do is we will replace F by D, right? So check where F is present and replace it by D. So here is F is present. There you will replace it by D. Replace it by D, right? And you can, what you can do is you can rub this part. So this is, you have to again check for redundancies, and there are no redundancies, so you have to build the state table again. Present state, next state, and output. This is input 0. Present state is you are having A, B, C, D, and E. So when you are at state A, next state is C, B, plus 1. When you are at B, D, C, 0, 0. When you are C, replace it by E, D, 0, 1. When you are at D, it is E, D, 1, 0. See, E, D are same here, but here there is a difference. Here 0 and 1, here 1 and 0. When you are at state E, this is A, D, 1, 0. Right. So corresponding to this, again you have to draw the state diagram. You have reduced the state diagram to state table, and then we have reduced the redundant states. There were 2 redundant states, and then we have again made the state table, and from state table now you will draw the state diagram. Follow the steps. See what are the different states are available: A, B, C, D, and E. These are the different states, right? Now see carefully. When you are state A, when you give an input 0, you will go to C. Input is 0. What is the output? It is 0. Repeated by this. When you give input 1, you will go to B. When you give an input 1, go to B with an output 1. This is simple. Now when you are state B, you will go to D for 0 input and output will be 0. You will go to C for 1 input and output is 0. Right? When you are at C, you will go to E for 0 input and output is 0. When you are at C, you will go to D for input 1 and output is 1. Now you are at D, you will go to E for 0 input and output is 1. You will go to D. When you are at D, you will go to D again. When you are at D, you will go to D again once. This is like this. it is again coming back to the same state for one input, and output in this case is 0, right? Then last, when you are at E, you will go to A for 0 input and output is 1. You will go to D. From E, you will again go to E. From E, you will again go to D for one input and output in this case is 0. So this is the state diagram, reduced state diagram, state table for relay machine. Now I will unmute you if